Yummy.
There's on the
Yummy.
Skins Club because we're part of kind of the same networking community that I bring on the show. But with Christina, she was friends with a friend, like 1 degree of separation, which is kind of how Tucson always works. But I was so blessed and honored to meet her because as soon as I did meet her, I just saw she was just a powerhouse, just a dynamite, certainly a stakeholder in our community with so many great ideas, such an amazing story of comeback and growth and strength. And now she's, turning that over and giving back to the community, as well as one of the many amazing 10,223,000 real estate agents that we have in the city of Tucson. Thank you, Christina, for joining us. Christina Calderone.
Thank you so much for having me.
Realty One Group Integrity. I know it's true because I wrote it down.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about Realty One Group Integrity and what makes you guys special.
I've been with them for a little over 1.5 years, and I've been licensed for 3 years. And for me, I had been at other brokerages, and, sometimes I hang on to things. It's not necessarily a bad place, or I'm not necessarily too unhappy, but I feel like it's not the right fit. And I just hang on and, trying to figure it out instead of just jumping. And so somebody came into my life, one of the brokers, and I just felt like, I was kind of the wild child of my last brokerage, honestly. My marketing was very edgy, and I just felt like, I don't know, like it just wasn't really meant to be there. And so they really just embraced me. They really embraced individuality. And I always say we're all like misfits that kind of didn't fit in anywhere else, but we all fit in together. And so not only did they just like let me do my marketing, but they really embraced it and loved it. And with that foundation and all of that support underneath me, it's when I really took off. When I realized, I didn't want to be one of the 10,000 other agents, or I think it's 7,000. I didn't want to fit in a box. I wanted to have creative freedom in my marketing. I wanted I wanted my marketing to be so beautiful that you didn't want to throw it away. And it is edgier. It is on the sexier side. And it's okay. I still love that last brokerage. I have nothing bad to say about them, but I know that they weren't happy necessarily with who I was there. And I wasn't going to try and change them. I needed to change my environment. And so when I came to a place where I was just loved and embraced and supported, it's when my business just really took off, because people can sense authenticity, and so the more I just tried to be that cookie cutter agent, the more I was just pushing people away.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it sounds like, support is kind of, the reoccurring word I'm hearing you saying. And, in that support, we must find different mentors in our life and different people just around us. I mean, with Jonathan Arlia, we were talking about the last segment, just, having the right team. And, kind of to circle around the theme of mentorship, who are some of the mentors that you've had in your life to help you get to where you are now? And how with Realty One Group Integrity, I know it's true because I have it written down, what type of mentors do you have within that organization that are going to help you continue to grow to the next step?
Well, I am really lucky. So I say that everyone is our mentor. Actually, I have this really interesting idea and belief that everyone is our mentor, good or bad. And I've had so many, whether it be in jujitsu, whether it be in sobriety, whether it be in real estate. I have a commercial real estate mentor, and I have a residential real estate mentor. And what I realized is I've had bad mentors and I've had good mentors. And the bad mentors were even just as crucial for me as the good ones, because they taught me what I didn't want to be, who I didn't want to be. And it's just as important as somebody teaching me or showing me what I do want to be. And so I'm like in this really transitionary period of my life is where in sobriety, I really needed a mentor, and I couldn't do it without somebody else, and without somebody else giving me their time, energy, knowledge, and love. I couldn't have grown to
Mm.
be the woman that I am today.
Mhm.
And so, I'm in a place where I can give that back now, and it's the best feeling in the entire world. Same with jujitsu. I'm in a place where I get to help the new people. I get to help the other women coming in, and we started this women's program, and I do free women's self-defense classes because I think it should always be available and free and welcoming, and as easy to get a hold of as you possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
And if they learn even one thing from me that could help save their lives, it's all worth it. And in real estate too, I learned what kind of agent I didn't want to be. And then I had some really amazing mentors that just showed me a different way. And everyone learns differently. I have to be doing it. I have to see it to be able to replicate it. If I can see it one time, I think, oh my gosh, okay, I can do this now. And so I am getting to a place where I have my first, I got a transaction coordinator this last year. It's been almost about a year with one, and he's amazing. So he's a Marine veteran, and he's our associate broker and compliance officer, which I am, again, the wild child. I like to walk the line. And so he helps balance me, and I can always come to him and say, I want to do this. Is there a way? Is there a loophole? I want to keep it legal. I want to keep it always ethical, of course. But we have to find a way to do this. And he's that person that can help me find the way. He knows, being broker, he knows everything, every rule, every law. He'll give me, quote it. And I just love it. I learned so fast that way. And so it's just been a blast.
Well, you're speaking really well to kind of, the mentors, the people in your life that have helped you become the woman that you are today, helped you kind of become the mentor that you're able to become. Speak to some of the mentoring that you've been able to do and some of kind of the impact you've been able to see from going from needing a person that is in need and need somebody to give to them, to being the giver with other people around that need you to give to them.
Yeah. And so that's, for me, was terrifying, honestly. It was so, some people have that fear of failure. And of course I had that too, but I had even more, like a bigger fear of responsibility and letting somebody down. Yeah. And sometimes even a fear of success. Because of what that meant. Like you had to keep it going. It was, it's a lot of work, and
yes, it is.
Yeah. And then, when you're helping somebody through sobriety, it's even harder because, your biggest fear is what if I don't do a good job and they go back out and drink and they die? It's so much bigger than just helping somebody in a real estate transaction. And so for me, I got to the end of, I worked my 12 steps, and I was so full of love and life and in love with my sobriety, but I was still terrified to take somebody under my wing. And I don't have a lot of time. So I have to set really firm boundaries too. But that's how I learned. I learned with a tougher mentor. All those people that sugarcoated things for me, I didn't learn from them. I would just kind of push them around, manipulate them, whatever. But when I had somebody tell me, you need to stop doing this anymore. Quit abusing my time. Do what I say or you're not going to grow. And so when I finally made the commitment to, and actually being a mentor made me an even better mentee, because when I saw the excuses and I felt them and I gave the homework and they're not doing it. And, I saw how that felt when I was doing that to my mentor. And so it was, this huge pivotal moment where I learned why, people always say, become a sponsor, become a mentor, become a teacher, because you learn as you teach. Even in jujitsu, right? We learn so much. And
it's kind of, as you're explaining it, and we're both parents, it's kind of like the difference between growing up and being a child to our parents versus being a parent to our child. Where, growing up as children, like we're just we need those people, our parents, to help us get to learn how to be adults and learn how to mature and learn how to get to that spot. And but yet we curse them for all this different stuff, and then we become parents and we have to pull our kids into adulthood. You both of us having kids that are reaching adulthood right now. And we see, now I see what our parents went through, and it was just but to be a good, and now we're better children to our parents.
Yes, absolutely. Right. Exactly.
So it's definitely this. And all these different ways, there's this to be a great leader, which I mean, but when I became a pastor, we have about 45 seconds, hopefully I don't waste it all. I had the pastor that I discipled under, he taught me very early, John, you're one of the greatest leaders I've ever met, but you'll be the greatest once you learn how to be a great follower, because you can't be a great leader unless you're a great follower.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. And so it taught me that too, when, becoming a mentor made me even that more passionate about being a mentee and learning. And,
Common Good TV show. The Common Good TV show. Brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. Highlighting the good in the community. Hosted by Pastor John McLean, Tucson's favorite family show.